everyone, and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. I hope you're well. My name is DaShanna, and in today's video, I am going to be really just talking to you from the heart about what it has been like being pregnant during a global pandemic. So, it has been a lot, and so in today's video, I want to go over that. If you are new here, this is the first video that you are seeing from me. Hello! So glad to have you. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Stick around for a while. We're having a lot of fun over here on this channel. And yeah, so a little bit of background. I found out I was pregnant in January of this year. So I am 29 weeks pregnant as I am filming this. My weeks turn over on Wednesday, so tomorrow I will be 30 weeks pregnant, which is really strange to think about how fast it's all been going. But I am very excited to meet baby girl. She is due here in September, and yeah, I just wanted to finally sit down and create this video. I have been thinking about it, I have been experiencing it. People have asked me questions about what it's like and kind of offered their thoughts, and it's been interesting. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. So when it comes to everyday life, my life is completely different. I work full-time at a nonprofit as a manager and educator. So for me not to be in schools, for me not to see my coworkers, it's been really interesting. So we've been doing a lot of things over the computer, just like a lot of other folks have. Tons of Zoom meetings. We've even offered our educational services online, and we've been doing the whole virtual distance learning with our students, and it's just been completely different. So I have been sheltering in place or staying at home since like March, early March, even before the shelter in place for my county was enacted. So we thought it best that with, you know, me having sickle cell and being pregnant, that me staying at home and working like in the office a couple of days a week would be better. And then all of a sudden it was just like, hey, just don't come in at all. And yeah, so I've been sheltering in place and working at home for a very long time. It is now July for those of you who are watching this in the future. So yeah, it's been months and months of the same. I have not been going out much. I get out to do walks around where I live, but I haven't gone into stores. So when it comes to like making my baby registry and figuring out what I like, or, you know, making a choice between this brand and that brand, it's like I can't even go and look. I can't touch things. I can't, you know, practice the strollers. I can't go put on a baby carrier and see how it feels. Like I haven't been doing any of that. And so I, you know, have not been out to any stores. I haven't been into any restaurants. And, you know, my husband does all the grocery shopping. Yeah, my contact with people has been limited dramatically. I'm an introvert by nature, so I was fine with this whole sheltering in place. I'm still doing pretty good with it. It's just hard when it affects other things. So for me, like, being at home is totally great, but it's also hard being pregnant because it's a special time in your life and you really want to share it with those around you. I feel like our parents are missing out on this entire pregnancy. I send pictures, but they're not seeing me in person, so they're not able to kind of connect and grow with this pregnancy. Same with my friends. It's just been really hard to deal with, but also for the better, right? And just making sure that we're safe. And you know, I'm very lucky to have a job. I did not lose my job. Nothing happened with my job. You know, we have a safe place to live. My husband and I are on great terms, and you know, his company is fun and energetic to be around. So I can't complain too much. It's just different. I'm not able to go to certain events, and again, a lot of events have been canceled. We were slated to go to Coachella, and that ended up not happening. I'm also not experiencing those compliments. You know how when you go out and you're pregnant, everyone's like, congratulations, or at least that's what I hear. Or when are you due? Or how are you feeling? Or you know what, hey, I'm not in a rush. Go ahead and, you know, you can cut in front of me. You know, those concessions that I heard so much about, I'm not experiencing those at all. So it's a little bit different. It's kind of like a very, you know, it's like my husband and I created this pregnancy, and we're also like dealing with this pregnancy by ourselves, and we're not really able to join in and share that. So it's been really strange. And this is my first baby, so I have never been pregnant before, so I don't have anything to compare it to, which is another reason why I'm filming this video. I think it's gonna be really interesting to look back on in the future, if and when I do become pregnant again, and if anyone was just curious what it was like in 2020 during this global pandemic, what it was like being pregnant. So let's talk about doctors and doctor's appointments. So my husband was able to join me for our first ultrasound ever. So the first doctor's appointment that I ever had was at 8 weeks. He was able to join me there. And then he was able to join a couple of weeks later when we had our second ultrasound, where we had some testing done. So we had some genetic testing and some preliminary measurements and things like that were taken, and so he was able to join those 2 appointments. Other than that, that was it. He was not able to join the 20-week anatomy scan. He wasn't there for any of the glucose tests. He wasn't there for the follow-up ultrasound that I had scheduled. I've had video visits, you know, with my OBGYN. I've had a phone call with her, and then I also had a video call. We're slated to meet in person later on this month, but we'll see if that actually happens. That may end up changing to a phone or a video appointment. And so my husband just hadn't really been a part of the in-person appointments that I still have to go to. But he, on the flip side, he has been able to kind of join in on the phone or the video conferencing. So yeah, it's been interesting, like not having him there to kind of pass the time when I'm waiting for the doctor to come in, or, you know, to talk about everything that was said. Like I have to remember and write notes, like everything that was said, all the questions I asked, all the answers that I was given, so that he has the same information that I have. So that part has been kind of hard, and not for, you know, him not wanting to be there. He obviously wants to be there, but it's a little challenging, and I can only imagine what it feels like for him as, you know, the father, to not be able to see like the baby as much as I have, or you know, through the ultrasound and everything like that. So we had pictures, but yeah, so different. I'm also not able to do an in-person hospital tour, so we have chosen the location in which we will be delivering, and I have been there a couple times before, but have never been to the mother and baby unit, or labor and delivery unit, so I can't do like a tour in person and ask all my questions, because y'all know I have been obsessed with babies and pregnancy since forever, and I'm a trained birth doula, and I just have a lot of questions. And so for me to not like be able to be there and like see things and visualize things is kind of hard. And same thing with some of the classes, right? So, you know, the childbirth classes, the breastfeeding classes, like all of those, they have options for online classes now, but it's not like I get to be in person with other moms and other partners and kind of go through pregnancy with other people who are as far along as I am. So it's definitely been an experience, and one that I will never forget, and one that I'm actually excited to think back on and experience something different, like the normal, I guess, pregnancy experience. I'm excited for that. So how has this pandemic affected our plans? Well, I am not having a baby shower in person. Instead, I am having 3 virtual baby showers, and I have chosen to do those via Facebook. So if any of you are interested in like why we chose Facebook over Zoom or over some of the other kind of social gathering platforms, let me know in the comments below, and I will go ahead and explain. I do plan on making a video about how that all went, our plans. Our very first one is coming up here next Saturday. So yeah, no in-person baby showers Our baby moon is looking a little different. We're not sure. It's not going to be the place that I originally wanted to go. Maybe we'll save that for baby number 2. But we're thinking about doing like a staycation, like somewhere nearby that's obviously drivable. And we're still questioning even if we want to do that. So we shall see. And also when it comes to like my maternity photo shoot, you know, and taking photos professionally, you know, I had this idea that it would be this grand day and I would have this amazing outfit and we would have outfit changes and my husband would be there and we'd hire a photographer and a hairstylist and a makeup artist and they would just all be here prepping and priming and I would meet them, you know, out and we would take pictures, and just totally not how it's going. You know, can we still do a maternity shoot? Yes. Is it gonna look different than how I had envisioned? Yes, but it's not impossible. So a lot of what I'm saying is a challenge on one hand, but it presents a new opportunity on the other. And it's just really about kind of reframing what my thoughts and expectations and my plans were in the very beginning and kind of just reworking those to fit the situation. So that's pretty much the entire lesson in all of this. And honestly, I've been talking about the things that I can't do or the things that are gonna look different, but this is it's also been a blessing. And you know, I don't have to commute to work, for one. You know, as my growing belly is here, me not really being super comfortable in the car or sitting for long periods of time, you know, I don't have to do that. I'm able to stay at home with my husband and we are able to enjoy this growing pregnancy together. You know, he would be gone for 12, 13 hours of the day. We would have a very small moment together in time before it would be, you know, bedtime and ready to get up and do it all over again. So it's a blessing to be around him and to have more time with him and for us to have those conversations in person rather than like texting on our lunch breaks and things like that. What do you think about this for the wall? What do you think about this for the baby's room? Like, we're actually able to sit down and look at things together. I'm able to have more time to plan and to pack and to online shop to get everything that I need. And you know, we're having everyone send baby shower gifts here, and so I'm getting a lot of mail, and I really enjoy mail ever since I was a kid. So I love kind of just the feeling of Christmas in a way, of like opening something and you're not really exactly sure what it is all the time. Although since everything is online, I'm able to see when someone purchased something from the registry. I'm able to see what it is and I'm able to see when it's coming. So that, you know, in and of itself is still really fun to be able to kind of get mail, if that makes sense. So I don't want this video to kind of come off as me complaining, but I just definitely wanted to share my experience and what it's been like being pregnant during a pandemic. I know there are so many women who have given birth during this time earlier on, where they had to give birth alone and their husbands weren't able to come. Luckily, things have changed slightly. I'm able to have my husband in the room. However, other people are not allowed at this point in time. We'll see what happens in, you know, by the time September comes, or shall I say by the time the baby comes, because who knows, baby might come early. So yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just very different. It's a mindset shift, and I just wanted to create this video in case anyone was wondering what it's really like being pregnant. Like, by the time people knew about my pregnancy, it was sheltering, like 2 days later, it was like sheltering in place. I think I told my coworkers, it was like, okay, you know, and I haven't seen them since. So yeah, by the time that I was feeling good, by the time that I was actually sort of kind of looking pregnant, like I was already like quarantined away from everyone else. And so it's the majority of my pregnancy has been in quarantine, has been during this pandemic. Here in the next month or two, you know, I don't see things changing too drastically, and you know, I'm going to be giving birth during this time. So just wanted to document my thoughts and my feelings and share them with you. If you all have any comments, words of encouragement, and if you all are interested in seeing that baby shower video I was talking to you all about, give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below and click that subscribe button. Do not forget, I am on a journey to reaching 1,000 subscribers and I am so close, so I really appreciate all of your help. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. and I really do appreciate it. I will see you right back here in my next video, and as always, remember to fill your cup. Bye. Hi, Mocha. Want to say hi to our friends? Okay. Well, my husband's yelling at me and says that we have some dinner here, so I'm gonna go eat and I'll see you all later.